The CHAMBO fisheries in the southeast arm of Lake Malawi and Lake Malombe had been overexploited severely. According to the study conducted in 1993 by the Food and Agriculture Organization, revealed the fishery in Lake Malombe declined from over 4,000 tons per annum in the 1970s to about 100 tons in 1994. The situation was not much better in the southeast arm of Lake Malawi, where landings had decreased from the previous levels of 4,000 tons to about 600 tons in 1999. Despite government of Malawi through Fisheries Department making efforts to reverse these declines and restore the production of CHAMBO so that this important resource can fulfill its potential in meeting the food security needs of the country, few positive results were yielded. In order to reverse the situation in 2019, the Malawi government, through the USAID Restoring Fisheries for Sustainable Livelihoods in Lake Malawi, dubbed Refresh, introduced a 5-year project on Lake Malawi. The overall goal was to conserve Lake Malawi's fish biodiversity and improve capture fisheries management in lakeshore districts of Karonga, Rumpi, Likoma, Nkatabe, Nkhotakota, Salima, Dedza, and Mangochi. Refresh has for the past 5 years partnered with different stakeholders such as fishing communities, traditional and faith leaders, elected leaders, as well as government officials in ensuring sustainable composition, structure, and functions of Lake Malawi ecosystem. Late last year, in 2023 in October, the Department of Fisheries conducted a 32-day joint biomass assessment with Oceanographic Institute of Mozambique on Lake Malawi and Lake Nyasa in Dangula in Mozambique to establish biomass levels of fish species, as well as quality of water on the two lakes.
Among the interesting preliminary findings, one of them was the CHAMBO stocks that from what we observed, we noted that the CHAMBO stocks might be rebuilding. Why were you saying this? We're saying this because we saw a lot of CHAMBO juveniles. These are small CHAMBOs. Lots of them in the southwest arm of Mangochi, the southwest arm of Lake Malawi, which is in Mangochi. We also observed similar trends in Salima part, the northern part of Senga Bay. We also saw similar patterns in Nkhotakota as well as in Karonga. So we could register a dominance of juvenile CHAMBOs. And this just gives us hope that the CHAMBO that is there is still providing us with new stocks that if properly managed, we could see CHAMBO coming back to what it used to be.
Director of Fisheries, Dr. Hastings Zidana, says government is excited to note that CHAMBO, which is fish of high economic value to Malawi, is bouncing back on Lake Malawi as compared to 3 years ago.
It's very true. We have had the interventions in the past 3 years to make sure that our CHAMBO fish is back in the lake, but also it's available on the market. The most critical intervention which we did was to develop sanctuaries. Sanctuaries are breeding areas of CHAMBO fish. So these areas, they were all removed. These breeding areas, they were removed due to degradation of our lakeshore, due to environmental degradation. But what we thought of was to do another intervention whereby we put artificial breeding areas, which we are calling them sanctuaries. So these sanctuaries are made of vegetation. You demarcate the area, you zone the area, so that this area is not, the communities are not fishing in this area, So you can put deterrents in this area. For example, we call them brush bags, which are put in the lake so that people cannot fish in that area. So the CHAMBO, they go on that area and breed. So these are called sanctuaries. So that's why we can see the CHAMBO is back on the lake, but also in the streets. So we have been doing this for the past 3 years. But now this year, when we did our assessment, biomass assessment in Lake Malawi, it's when we see that the populations of CHAMBO, they have regenerated.
For the past 5 years, the Pact-led Refresh project has been conserving the freshwater biodiversity of Lake Malawi by restoring natural fisheries productivity and ensuring that aquatic habitats are healthy and well managed. The deputy chief of the party at the Refresh project, Amakosi Jerry, says the rebuilding of CHAMBO fish and other species can greatly be attributed to the strong collaboration with communities.
We are coming from somewhere. We are coming from where these efforts, I think, were just government concentrated. Recently, when development aid is coming through partners, for example, Pact getting a contract from USAID to implement the Refresh project, what it has meant is that now we have also been finding our space, like us in the NGO sector, finding our space within the community setup using the government structures, because our law is to facilitate for capacity. For government structures, when we provide capacity to government structures, the government structures remain the primary duty bearer for all these interventions, be it any sector. So what we've been doing is to work with the government, especially the Department of Fisheries. Now I can gladly say that it has devolved, it's now operating at a council level. So working with the District Fisheries Office at the council, providing them with strategic resources, and in this case, providing them with knowledge and capacity, capacitating them to enable them to provide services around the fisheries sector, services around creating robust governance systems, services around creating comprehensive community structures that are able to respond to malpractices that we are contributing to the downsizing of fish stocks on our lake. Services including providing for other resources, such as behind us we are seeing a structure that has been constructed by another project. It's called the CFAT project, that is funded by the African Development Bank, and it's a grant that is given to the government of Malawi, looking at how we can improve the fish landing, especially the value chain development, looking at the fresh fish, which has got a very short shelf life. It's a highly perishable good. And we're looking at it when it lands here at this beach. It should be able to be processed with that facility that is being constructed right behind us, to be taken to the consumers. So the relationship in a nutshell has been growing, has been enhanced over a period of time. Looking at the investments that we've been doing as us from the development partner sector, but also with government, looking at how we can bring up capacities to government officials, but also make available to them resources within their proximity to secure that those resources are being brought back to the people, which are the communities. And in turn, they are also building capacities of the communities to ably manage their own resource.
Senior Chief Nankumba of Mangochi appreciates efforts that have been made in rebuilding CHAMBO fish stocks in Lake Malawi. He tells me that as chiefs, they always ensure nobody is conducting any fishing activities in their fish artificial breeding sites. He adds that every beach on the lake has its own artificial breeding site.
So kuyambira pano pa malembo kuti ndi malo athu chakupaka tole pali malo ake.
Director of Fisheries Dr. Hastings Zidana observes that the recovery of CHAMBO fish on Lake Malawi is good news among partners that supported government efforts in conserving fish on the lake. He adds that the refresh project has ensured that fishing community plays a very crucial role in the management of fishery resources.
This project is the one which is training communities on how to manage these sanctuaries, but also training communities to create groups, the group dynamics, but also to sensitize the local governments, our frontline staff in the Department of Fisheries, Department of Forestry, on how they can conserve this CHAMBO using this intervention of sanctuaries.
In order to regulate fishery on Lake Malawi, Department of Fisheries in conjunction with Refresh Project has embarked on a boat registration exercise. This, according to the Mangochi District Fisheries Officer, Nevas Msusa, will greatly help to reduce illegal fishing and exploitation of fishery resources.
As regards to fisheries conservation and also sanctuary management, through Refresh Project, we introduced the boat marking. In boat marking, we are marking the boats with paint, and these boats do indicate where the boat is coming from. That's the district as well as the traditional authority. So as you can see, some of the boats here, they are painted on top red. So all the boats from Mangochi will be painted red on the topest plank, then followed by another color. So as you can see here, we have a blue color. This color symbolizes T.A. Nankumba. So all boats from T.A. Nankumba will be painted red, then followed by blue line. We are doing this in order to, discourage those fishers who go into the breeding sites and, start doing illegal fishing, because they will be easily identified as to where they are coming from.
Currently, Malawi harvests a total of 200,000 metric tons of fish per year, which includes 187,000 metric tons from the lake and 12,000 tons from ponds.